Hey baby girls, today I've got my amazing mum in the studio and we're going to be giving her a head to toe makeover. We're going to start with a pedicure, followed by a French gel, builder in a bottle manicure to hopefully sort those nails out. She's also having her brows tinted and shaped, and my personal favourite treatment, a lash lift to lift those lashes. I've been neglecting my mum recently, so let's give her a makeover ready for a holiday. So first, I'm going to soak the remaining gel polish off her toes. I actually can't remember the last time I did my mum's feet, hence the gel polish hanging on for its life. My mum is very low maintenance and she only really has treatments when she's going away on holiday. She's the type of woman who struggles to sit still, so having treatments like this feels more like a chore than a luxury. Yes, I can't even believe there's people out there like that. So I'm actually only giving her an express pedicure, so this means I'm only focusing on her toenails and not the bottoms of her feet. My mum looks after the bottoms of the feet at home, so they never really need doing. But those cuticles are in need of some serious TLC. So as you can see, I'm just trimming back the cuticles on the toenails I can access, whilst her other toenails are still soaking. So a lot of you may not know, but I actually don't offer any sort of nail treatments anymore as a service. I took this off my treatments over a year ago now, and honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. It allowed me to focus more on the treatments that I adored, and brows and lashes were my favourite treatments. I kind of fell out of love with manicures and pedicures in the end, as they were so time consuming, and I felt like I was struggling to charge what they was worth, as the competition here was so tough. So I worked really hard doing nails and I was just coming out with barely minimal wage. But I must admit, when I do them now for family and my YouTube channel, I actually have found a new love for them, as I'm not under pressure with how long the treatment is going to take and how much profit it's going to earn me.
So that's the best we can do with the short time we've got. So usually it takes me like 2 hours to do a pedicure, doesn't it? When I do like a pedicure where I just concentrate on the toes and not the rest of the feet, it normally takes me about an hour. But I actually don't enjoy doing these pedicures because I feel like I can't go in as deep as I want to. Like I can't like do as much cuticle work because they've not been soaked and things like that.
So my mum is so predictable, and I knew she was going to go for this colour. It's Gloriosa by the Gel Bottle. She always goes for a pink on her toes, and this is her absolute favourite holiday colour. And if only painting nails was as quickly as this, life would be a hell of a lot easier for everyone involved.
Toes all done. I do need to wax these little hairs on her toes in a bit, but we'll do that when we wax the legs. All done. Right, move on to hands. So we're moving on to our hands. So my mum is a gardener, so you use these hands every single day. So I hardly ever do your nails, do I? Because there's actually no point, because there's nothing I've ever put on them that actually lasts while your gardening is there. And these are like the hardest nails to do because it's a bit like polishing a turd, isn't it, Mum?
Baby girls, don't come for me with that comment. She's a serial nail and cuticle biter, plus a gardener, so a recipe for crappy hands and fingernails. But I'm going to try my absolute best with the time I have to spruce these nails up.
So we're just going to wipe the nails and then we can start painting them. So you're going to go for a sheer pink. You don't like having anything bright because you think it's going to draw attention. But do you know what? If you had something bright, it would actually look really nice, Mum. Do you know if you went for a red?
Oh no.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah. Mum, it actually would look really nice.
Oh no.
This builder is so nice to apply. It's a new one. It actually is literally a new one in the gel bottle range called Cloud. And I saw it the other week online and I was like, I need it.
So I may not have managed to convince her to have a red, but I did at least manage to get her to have a French manicure, which by the way looks amazing on any nails of any length. So if you're like my mum and you want to draw minimal attention to your nails, go for a French polish.
So I'm gonna oil up her cuticles, and I convinced her to have a French manicure. So she said they were too short to have French and they was gonna look stupid. Well, look how nice they look. Look at those. I'm using my Esper 24-hour moisturising cream. So this is actually for a face, but whatever you can use on your face, you can also use on your hands.
So my mum struggles with arthritis in her fingers, and holding her hands in this position for a long time becomes quite painful. So I'm just trying to release any tension and relax her hands. This is also her favourite bit. So guys, what do you think about these short nails and French tip? Do you think they suit her?
So we're finished with hands and toes. So we're now moving on to brows and lashes. So we're just gonna cleanse the lashes because we're doing a lash lift. My mum actually hates having a lash lift, like literally hates the sensation of it. She doesn't like the feeling of it. But you come back every time you go on holiday to have one, which means it can't be that bad.
So I'm using a medium shield to lift her lashes today, and I'm going to be using a lash balm instead of a glue to stick the lashes to the shield, as this really helps with those clients who find lash lifts uncomfortable. As when you use a glue, combing through the lashes you can feel a little bit of a tug, but when you use a balm it literally glides through the lashes and you don't get any resistance.
And I'm going to use my Profusion lash products today, which is my more gentler formula.
So once I've released my brow masterclasses in June, I'm going to be creating lash lift masterclasses.
Because it is all about technique when you're doing lash lifts. They are so tricky to achieve. You might think you've done like all the steps right, and like you're like, why are the lashes just not lifted as much as I hoped? But it's just all down to technique. You could be just doing something ever so slightly off, which is the reason why your lashes aren't lifting as well. So while my mum's lashes are processing, I'm actually going to mix my tint for the brows, and I'm going to apply her brow tint. If I just spat on her head there, sorry. Imagine do that to a client. If I make them super ashy, they looked really nice last time. Not too dark. You don't like them like slugs, do you? Have I ever done them like slugs before? You meant to say no.
So I'm now just mapping the brows so I can create as much symmetry with my hybrid tint, as we want to try and create more brow, as my mum's tails as she's got older have just totally started to disappear.
You'll see how different just a lash lift and a brow tint and shape literally will make my mum's face look. Honestly, literally, it changes it, doesn't it? You look, I don't want to say you look so much better, but it just makes you feel like so much more prettier.
So now for everyone's favourite bit during the lash lift, the products and shields can be removed. And you can see here, I'm just giving them a dry before I apply my lash tint. I just want to make sure the lashes have lifted perfectly. And I always like to tint the lashes off the shield. I find this gives a better tint application.
Right, lashes coming off.
A little tip when you're tinting your client's lashes, if they're quite chatty, get them to be quiet during this treatment, as movement from their mouth can make their cheeks move and it can push the eye pads up, causing stinging and irritation.
Right, so now we're going to wait for those to fluff up, because I always remove my tint with lots of water. So I'm going to apply some lash serum, and then I let them fluff up whilst I concentrate on the brows.
So I'm applying some barrier to my mum's brows before I wax them. This is just going to protect the skin from any grazes. I then noticed a few sneaky white hairs hiding in her brow, so I just retinted this area. Then I began my waxing to get rid of any little hairs that is throwing off the brow shape.
So brows all finished, lashes all dried. Look at the difference that makes, by the way. Look, I mean, the brows as well, it makes such a difference. I've not gone mad with them, but it's just really, yeah, enhanced them. Do you want to see in the mirror?
Yes, please.
Hold. Do you like them or not?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Do you think they're too dark?
No, I like them.
Oh, you do like
I just don't like the rest of the bake. Look at this. What's this?
That is called sunspots, Mother. That's from working outside.
So here's a reminder of what her brows and lashes looked like before. It would help if my mum could manage to keep her eyes open, but this is the after results. Honestly, it's so soft and natural, yet makes such a difference. I love this treatment on my mum and I think she looks gorgeous without a scrap of makeup.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. That took us about 4-ish hours, so it was a quick getting everything done, ready for a holiday. We're off out for food tonight, so we couldn't go crazy, but I am just gonna wax her legs, but I'll do that off camera. And that's it, she's ready for a holiday. So thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. I've noticed a lot of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So click that little subscribe button. It costs you nothing, it is free, and it helps support my channel. See if I can do it fancy. Oh my God, it's so full. Definitely not fancy, and I have no chocolate sprinkles, but oh my God, I'm gonna have to sit first.